Chairs No Waiting, episode number 430, Mountain Omens and Superstitions 3. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the fine folks over at weaversdepartmentstore.com. Drop by over at Weavers and check out some of the new items they've got. The Return to Mayberry DVD just came out. That's right, so you can get the TV movie from 1986 on DVD all by itself, Return to Mayberry. Head over and check out, too. We got a brand new 1967 Mayberry squad car, like a little Hot Wheels car over at Weavers. Check it out. And if you don't like that, you can still get the Johnny Lightning car. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners, from folks just like you. The executive producer of episode number 430 is Bob Mundy. Hello, everybody. I'm Alan Newsom, your host for Two Chairs No Waiting, and it is great to be here in Mayberry with you. It's fun every time I get to be here and just visit and, talk about the Andy Griffith Show. Now, this episode is not going to be really talking about the Andy Griffith Show, I suppose, but Bob Mundy is our Briscoe darling. He's our tribute artist for Briscoe Darling. Been doing that with us for years. More years than anybody likes to count up, I do believe. But Bob is kind of the inspiration of this. Back in 2015, I did 2 episodes. The last one was number 342, which was Mountain Omens and Superstitions number 2. And before that, I had done episode number 336, which was the first one, where we were just going through some of the omens and superstitions associated with mountain folklore. Those were fun to do, and I didn't realize it had been so long since I had done one, and I thought it would be fun to head back over there and do that. I've always enjoyed superstitions and omens, and I've got all kinds of old books, that you can get at, like if you're traveling in the Smokies, you get these books like Pioneer Proverbs, The Wit and Wisdom from Early America. You can get Pioneer Superstitions. I got that one. Old-timey Signs and Sayings. Anyway, these are the kind of things that Briscoe and his family believed. And, truthfully, I guess so did Barney. So I thought you would listen to a few, or you would listen. I'll read them. You don't have to listen because you have to listen. I don't have to listen because I'm reading. Whew, boy, I'm confused about all that. Anyway, so let's get into some mountain omens and superstitions. You like that? So let's get a little background music going. A little bit of kind of creepy. Ooh. It's kind of scary, kind of like the episode I did back around Halloween about the golden arm. Ooh, makes me nervous. So these aren't all scary. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'll turn the music down where it won't be too bad. I just want that little bit of a creepiness there. All right. So here's some things you need to know if you don't know these things, okay? I may have covered these in some of the previous episodes. I honestly don't remember ones I covered. But here we go. Here's the important things that you need to know. In the fall, coming up this fall, it's summer now, but it'll be fall before we know it. In the fall, make sure you get a buckeye and keep it in your pocket or your purse until the next year when you can get another. Okay? This will bring you luck and money. My grandfather always did this and would get one for all of his grandchildren and his children to carry as well. There you go. Get a buckeye. It's also good for the sore foot if you put it in your pocket. Okay? All right, here's the second one. If you get goosebumps or shivers for no reason, just like I just did, someone is walking over the patch of ground where you will be buried. Now, I've heard that before. You're walking on your grave. That's what they always said. But that's what that means. They're walking over the patch of ground where you will be buried. Don't be afraid. You're all right. Number 3. This is my third one. Never go in one door and out another. You'll create bad luck. That is completely true. You know why that's true? Because the other door will be locked. If you go, It's usually more for me if I go out one door and try to come in another. That's bad luck because the door's locked. I can't get in the house. Okay. All right. Next up. Oh, this is a good one. Never sweep dirt out of your door after you sweep any of your floors. Okay. Never sweep dirt out the door, after you sweep any of your floors. Don't do that. Don't sweep it out the door. Make sure you pick it up and put it in the trash, or you will sweep luck out of your house. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So you sweep up, you're sweeping up and then you get over to the door and you just sweep it out the door instead of having to use the dustpan to get up the dust in the floor. Don't do that, because you'll sweep the luck right out of your house. I'd never heard that. If I have heard it, I've forgotten it. All right, here we go. Here's another one. If you walk around, this is a good one. This is good. If you walk around with one shoe on and one shoe off, I know that happens a lot. We all do that. Just put on one shoe and walk around. Don't put on the other one. But if you walk around with one shoe on and one shoe off, you will have bad luck. You'll have bad luck. George Lindsay always told a story about Sapo, his friend. He said, Sapo, you lost one of your shoes. And Sapo goes, nope, found one. Anyway, that was always one of George's stories. All right. Don't walk around with one shoe on and one shoe off. All right. Okay. Here's one that I didn't know what this was. Now, you guys may all know what this is. I did not. It says never make a lone star. Lone star is like a word or like a phrase. Never make a lone star quilt, because if you do, someone in the family will die. I didn't know what a lone star quilt was, so I looked it up on the internet, and it's basically a quilt with a great big star pattern in the middle of it. So it kind of has a star pattern to the quilt. Never walk around with just a lone star quilt. Okay, so there we go. All right, so don't do that. Don't make you one. All right. Never light 3 cigarettes with one match. It's bad luck. Gives you lung cancer or something, maybe. I don't know. Don't ever do it. Never light 3 cigarettes with one match. It's bad luck. All right, don't do that. Now, these are important things to remember. I'm telling you these things, these mountain omens and superstitions. These are important because somebody decided that these were true. Now, I got a feeling that the walking around with one shoe on and one shoe off is because somebody stepped on a nail or something with the foot that was barefooted. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. All right, so here's another one. The number of raindrops. Okay, this is a good one. How you going to count this? The number of raindrops or snowflakes on your wedding day is the number of tears you will cry during the marriage. So in other words, it's bad luck to get married if it's raining, evidently. Because I assume that means you're going to cry a lot. I don't know. Now personally, I don't cotton any of these things, but I know Barney does. And, it's caution. It's definitely caution. All right, next one. If your nose itches, it means someone is coming to see you. If it's the left side of your nose, it's a man. If it's the right side, it's a woman, because a woman is always right. Ladies, all the ladies like that one. Congratulations, ladies. So if your nose itches, it means somebody's coming to see you. If it's the left side, it's a man. If it's the right side, it's a woman, because a woman is always right. So keep that one in your pocket so you'll see. Next time your nose itches, see if somebody drops by your house. Okay? All right. So let's see here. If your left hand itches, so your nose, we already got your nose. If your left hand itches, so your left hand's itching, okay? That means you can expect money. If your right hand itches, you'll soon shake hands with a stranger. There you go. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So Left side of your nose, man's coming to see you. Right side of woman. Left hand's itching. You expect money. So I wish my hand doesn't itch very often. I hope it. Now I'm going to be hoping my left hand starts to itch. If your right hand itches, you're going to shake hands with a stranger. Okay, so if you like meeting people, there you go. All right, next up. If a bride, okay, here's this one. If a bride doesn't have something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue, she doesn't have those things on during her marriage ceremony, her wedding, she will have bad luck in the marriage. Now, I've always heard that one. I think I've always heard that. So if you're getting married, you have to wear something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I've always heard that. And I knew I had some kind of superstition, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. But that's because it's bad luck. You'll have bad luck in your marriage. Okay. Next one. It's don't spill salt. Now, these are all coming from the Darling family up in the Appalachians. This is them. Okay. Don't spill salt. If you do, throw some over your left shoulder, because that's where the devil stands. And you'll throw some in his eyes and he won't be able to cause you any more trouble. I did not know that. I knew you're supposed to throw it over your shoulder, but I didn't know why. So you throw it over your eye because the devil stands on your left shoulder, and you'll throw that salt in his eyes and he won't be able to cause you trouble. There you go. Okay. All right, so we got a few more. I got about 10 more here. All right. Here we go. This is another one. So your nose, okay. So what was it? Your left side of your nose, a man's coming to see you. Right side, a woman. Well, here's another one. When your nose itches, that means somebody wants to kiss you. Yeah, I made that up. Yeah, some guy made that up because his girlfriend, his nose was itching. I know that's some guy. I'm not. Hey, that's pretty smart there. Yeah. All right. If your ears are red, someone is talking about you. If you have red ears, I don't know. Goober, we'd be able to tell if he had red ears. He's got big ears. All right, big ears. All right, so if my ears are kind of red, they're hot. Ooh, they're hot. What's that mean? They're kind of a little bit hot. Somebody's talking about me, I bet. All right, so here we go. Okay, this one, I know I've always had this. My mom always made me do it. Eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day to bring you good luck. Now, my mom always did that. It had black-eyed peas and collard greens or some kind of greens. Had to eat both because I think the black-eyed peas brought luck and the collard greens brought money, wealth. Right? That's how you do it. Okay, let's see here. Next one. Now, I don't know how you keep from doing this, but I guess you don't use pepper. It says, don't sneeze at the table. It will bring bad luck. So don't be sneezing at the table. So don't do that. And that's not good anyway. So if you're going to sneeze at the table, you got to cover your mouth up. You got to cover up. Don't be sneezing at the table. And of course, now I'm thinking about sneezing. My nose was itching. Whoa. My right side of my nose was itching. That means a woman's coming over, right? Isn't that what I just told you? Yeah, because the woman's always right. Okay. We'll see if that works out. Jan's not coming, my wife, so I don't see her. All right, we got to watch for that. If she comes through here, we know this is real. All right, next up. Wow, I didn't know this. It's bad luck to look at a mirror at midnight. I don't ever do that, so I don't know. Hey, Nat Pike's in the chat room, by the way. He says he got a lightning that was hit by pennies. So if anybody wants to get married, that's evidently means you're getting married. I didn't know that either. Good job, Nat. All right, next up. It's bad luck to look in the mirror at midnight. We said that one. Tell a dream before breakfast and it will not come true. So I guess that means you can tell it after breakfast. Anyway, if you tell a dream before breakfast, it will not come true. So if you have a bad dream, tell it as soon as you wake up because you don't want that to come true. All right. If you sweep after the sun goes down, So if you sweep your house after the sun goes down, you'll never be rich. And if you sweep after the sun goes down, sweep your floors and then sweep it out the door, you're not going to have any luck in your house either. So don't sweep at night and sweep it out the door. That's just what this is saying. Okay, so don't do that for sure. I don't even know what would happen to you. I want you to be back here for the podcast next time. So be careful. Be careful. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I've only got, what have I got? 1, 2, 3 more. 3 more. So here we go. If you see leaves on a tree, if you see leaves turn upside down when the wind blows, it means a big storm's coming. Yep, that's probably that's probably true. I'm buying into that one because, if the wind's blowing so hard it turns the leaves upside down, there's a storm coming. Something's wrong because it's blowing that wind. Okay, here we go. Now this one is true. Well, it may not be true, but I've always heard this one. Okay, so here we go. If it rains when the sun is shining, it's going to rain the same time the next day. Y'all have heard that? You heard that before? Yep. Yeah, that one's true. Yeah, there's folks saying stuff in the chat room about things being true. If it rains when the sun is shining, it's going to rain the next day at the same time. So, if it does that, there you go. All right. Next up, the last one, words to live by here from the mountain folks. Don't let a blister burst after sundown, or it'll be more painful and take longer to heal. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So don't let a blister burst after sundown. It'll be more painful and take longer to heal. Wow. So folks, those are words and wisdom there. I want you to rewind this podcast and listen to these again. Get them in your head because it's caution. It's caution. You can go back over those past 2 episodes I mentioned, back 342 and 336 episodes of the podcast of Two Chairs No Waiting. And you can hear more. Now, some of these may have been repeated because honestly, I can't remember which superstitions we talked about in those last 2, but these are important. So make sure you have gone and done that. Okay. All right, folks, it is time for our weekly report from Randy Turner. I know you guys enjoy it. I love these reports. Randy does an amazing job, and I just can't thank him enough for being willing to share these with us. So without further ado, let's head this over to Randy.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by special correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
Jim Nabors was born on June the 12th, 1930. Jim, of course, played Gomer Pyle in The Andy Griffith Show and the successful spin-off Gomer Pyle USMC. Jim did not consider himself an actor. Born in Alabama, he entered the television industry as a film cutter for television broadcast editing while living in Chattanooga, Tennessee. When he moved to California for the climate because of his asthma, he first worked as a film cutter there as well, though now for NBC. In the evenings, Jim worked at a club in Santa Monica called The Horn as part of a cabaret act. His routine's comedy involved speaking in a rural voice, not unlike that later used by Gomer, but then in high contrast, singing beautifully in his rich baritone voice. Looking to cast someone in the role of Gomer, a simple-minded, naive Mayberry filling station attendant, the show's producers had decided on George Lindsay for the role. Like many of the roles that became regulars, the role was initially just to be a one-shot, though the show did need another comedic member for its ensemble as a result of having lost Howard McNear as Floyd to a stroke. However, when Andy Griffith saw Jim Nabors' cabaret act at the Horn, it was Jim who ultimately was chosen to play Gomer. While George Lindsay understandably had hard feelings for some time as a result, as we know, he was later brought in to play Gomer's cousin, Goober, once it was determined Gomer would be spun off into his own series. And, as George later said, in retrospect, it ended up working out pretty well for him in the long run. Introduced midway through season 3, Jim appeared as Gomer in 23 episodes of The Andy Griffith Show, including in a majority of the season 4 episodes. The character evolved from a filling station worker who only knew how to put in gas and air, to a mechanic who could diagnose a car problem just through the sound it made. Gomer was so popular, it was decided he could support his own No Time for Sergeants type series. So in the last episode, broadcast in season 4, Gomer enlisted in the Marines and did basic training in Camp Wilson in North Carolina under Sergeant Carter. When the new series started that fall, Gomer was still under the command of Sergeant Carter, but was now, without explanation, stationed at Camp Henderson in California. Avoiding any references to the Vietnam War that existed outside the Mayberry universe, the show was a popular respite for the American viewing public, consistently ranking number 2 and 3 in the Nielsen's for 4 of its 5 years. Its ratings only dipped during the 3rd season, when CBS moved the show from its Friday night time slot and tried airing it on Wednesdays, but it still remained in the top 10. Now retired, Jim Nabors, and of course the much younger Ron Howard, are the only 2 cast members who were regulars who are still with us. That's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to take Andy's advice and go out there and act like somebody.
All right. So we want to thank Randy for that. If you don't, you can get a daily version of this called Today in Mayberry History from Randy over at the Gomer and Goober Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild. You can also head over to and send him an email, I should say, at turnersgrade@gmail.com, and make sure you don't miss a single day of Mayberry history. So thank you, Randy. Thank you for being here with me. It's always fun to be here in Mayberry and just have a little fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the little, I guess, tribute to the Darlin family. And thanks to Bob Mundy for being a part of that and for sharing some mountain omens and superstitions with us. Folks, I love to hear from you. So you can give me a call at 888-684-8415. You can email me at floyd@imayberry.com. You can also send me an email like I said. You can go to twochairsnowaiting.com. However you'd like to get in touch with me. I love hearing from you. I've been hearing from folks over on the YouTube channel. I should mention, you may not be aware, you can subscribe to the YouTube videos. If you watch YouTube and that's where you get the show, you can subscribe and make sure you get notified of each episode as they come out. Folks, I love spending time here. It's always fun, and it's definitely a labor of love. Thank you for being here with me, and we'll see you next time right here on Two Chairs.